Usually, the queen is the most valuable chess piece because it combines the power of the bishop, the rook, and all of the pawns. However, the knight moves in an incredibly unique way, and therefore, as we are reminded time and time again, sometimes the knight is the real hero. And so today we're going to be taking a look at 3 examples at the top level of chess where the knight was the most powerful piece on the board. Example number 1 comes from this position where the 4th world champion Alexander Aliekin put on a beautiful display with his knights. So pause the video, what do you play here with the black pieces? So in this position, even though the queen is attacked, you recognize that this king is out of squares and the unique mobility of the knight can offer great chances to checkmate, and you play the move knight takes d4, the only move that wins, because if they take the queen, well, after knight takes f5, this is simply checkmating. After king h3, knight f2 checkmate, the 2 knights working in great harmony together. And if instead the king steps to g4, well, we can checkmate in a couple of ways. h5 is an immediate checkmate here, but alternatively, you can give also this knight f2 check, and then e5, and then f6. This king is completely caged in. Now, I do want to go back for a second because the best move here for white is to recognize that the knight is too powerful and to take the knight, but this is not sufficient. We can go bishop e5 check. After the king comes, let's say to h4, we can go bishop to f6 check. The king comes back to g3, now we can go queen to e5, and we're going to take this knight in the next move. There are some other alternatives to consider. The king can come to h3, for example, but this does not work either. We go knight f2 check, winning the queen, and although our queen is now hanging, we can give this check. Our queen is hanging again, but then queen to b6, for example. The knight is hanging, the queen is hanging, it's game over. Moving on to this position right here, Garry Kasparov recognizes and utilizes the incredible power of the knight with the black side. What move wins for black here on the spot? The move is the unbelievable knight to h1, putting the knight on the corner of the board where it can be taken. But, of course, if you take this knight, it sacrificed its life to allow the queen to infiltrate and take the rook, and beautifully the knight also hits the rook here with its beautiful placement. The rook is pinned, so we're going to win in exchange whatever happens here. A beautiful and incredibly powerful knight that wins the game for black. And for the final game example, we have perhaps the most beautiful one of them all. White to play here. What do you play? Pause the video for some more time. Here's the solution. You begin by going e5, trying to get the queen off of this diagonal, and the reason for this will become clear momentarily. Now the queen insists on staying on the diagonal, but now you go h4, continuing to harass it, forcing it to leave the diagonal, because whenever it does so, we can now unleash a stunning attack. In this position, you go queen to a3, hitting the king, and if the king moves to e8, we have checkmate on e7. If the king moves to g8, we go knight to e7. You can probably see where this is going. The beautiful smothered mate knight to g6 check. Once again, there is checkmate on e7 if the king were to go to e8. So king to g8, but now queen to f8, sacrificing the queen to make room for the knight to come in back to e7, and the king is smothered behind its rooks. A beautiful display and really the perfect picture to capture how powerful a knight can be all on its own. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick video, a quick reminder to appreciate your knight. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here and like what you see. Also like the video if you learned something new from it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.